Here's a good example of some grass that is edible if you can find enough of it at the right time. Right here. I'll go ahead and pull that here. So here's this right here, and if you look up here, you can put this in a small baggie and then just shake it around. And right there, see, there's the seeds. You can collect enough of those and you can grind them up and you can make flour out of that. And it is edible. Now you have to clean it, get rid of the critters. There's a little critter right there. A couple little critters. There we go. But you can gather up these grass seeds right here, and with enough of them you can make a bit of flour with it. And this may be a project that I'll work on and actually do. And here we are. So we're just on the side of a country road, just your everyday average country road. And if you come up here, you can see all of this grass. And this is a perfect example of gathering seed for not only to replant this, but to use to make flour. Hello, welcome to Bentley's Backwoods Bushcraft, and this is Richard. So I went out on the trail and did a little bit of walking. I don't know, maybe I can... Nope. He's gonna run off. Okay, he's running off. There's a squirrel out in front of me. He was digging around. Anyway, I came out on the trail just to do a little bit of a walk. I had no expectations. I didn't bring anything with me, just the camera. And did my walk, and then I was kind of just wandering around, and then I ran into something that made me say, maybe I should do a video. So I walked back to the house and I grabbed I grabbed a plastic Jif jar. Now, I love these jars. I prefer plastic over glass for a couple reasons. One is when I drop the plastic jar, it doesn't break. And it's just lightweight. It's lighter than glass. Now, being of the eclectic hunter-gatherer attitude that I have, that's the reason I prefer plastic. So anyway, let's get to where I was at, because I want to show you something real quick and I want to discuss it. And when you do hunter-gatherer and when you try to experiment or practice and gain skills and experience doing this, you have to consider, is it worth my effort to do? And that's the big thing. Do you get enough out of it to actually do it? Now, with me, I wander around constantly. And I don't necessarily seek out this stuff all the time. It's just something that I find or just happens to be there. And for me, that is the biggest aspect of this type of practice, is if I run into it while I'm doing whatever I'm doing, that's fantastic. I'm not going to purposely seek this stuff out all of the time, simply because it's just way too much effort for the reward. So let's look at this real quick and let's start talking about it. This grass right here, okay? This is a wonderful grass and it is edible. I have made bread and bread-like substance out of these seeds. So I am going to today show you how I do that and kind of talk about it a little bit. And again, this can be pretty intensive as far as the gathering process. It takes a whole lot to get a little bit, and therefore you have to judge, is my effort worth the reward? And simply because I just happened onto it and I'm not really exerting any more effort than I normally would, there's no reason why I can't gather some of these seeds up right now. So let's take a closer look at this and let's discuss this real quick. All right, so I'm just gonna grab this piece right here, this grass piece right here. Now, these seeds, and let's see, I'm in the later part of the first week or the very beginning of the second week of September right now here in Indiana. But all I'm going to do is take this, I'm going to stick it down in here and just shake it. I'm going to get in here and rub it around a little bit. Let's see if I can't get some of these seed pods. Nope, it doesn't look like, nope, doesn't look like I got any with that one. So let's check this one out here. Does this one have any? Nope, this one doesn't seem to be producing. Again, nope. Ah, I got a few bugs in there. These don't seem to have any seeds, but I know where some that do, so let's go check those out. So here we are along the side of a country road, and here's a bunch of these grasses, as you can see right here. Now the key is being able to find enough of this to actually get the seed and make it worthwhile. It takes a lot of this seed to, when ground up, to make a little bit of flour. But if you're just hunter-gathering anyway and it's here, there's no reason why you can't just gather some of it up. So I'm going to gather up some of it in this jar, and we'll see what we get later. What I'm really trying to find is these right here. They're not quite green, as you can see the green ones here versus the brown ones here. And use the brown ones to gather up. There we go. And we do get a little bit of seed in there. I don't know if you can see that down in there, but there is some seed in there. So what we're going to try to do is see if we can't gather up and find, there we go. There we go. There we go. So you can see here that we gather up some more seed. Right there. Alright, so these smaller ones right now, right here, these are the ones that are actually producing some seed. So I'll just start working on some of these. I'm trying to gain as many seeds as I can. Yeah, just see this one's got some. There we go, hear that? Alright, so this one here, you can see, I don't know if you can see it from your point of view, but it's got several seeds. This one has some. So I'm just going to roam through here. Not going to pull them up. I'm not going to damage them in any way. I'm just going to walk through here and collect up a bunch of seeds from these grasses. And when I'm done, I'll have a little bit of seed, and we'll be able to make some flour out of it. Right, when you get lucky enough to find a dry one like this, they have a lot. of seed. So what you really want to find are the dry ones, because that's where you're going to get most of your seeds. Now, you can get some off of the green ones, but the dry ones are going to be much more effective in the long run, but you take what you can get, right? So while we're out here talking about roadside foods, here's two more. So we have this nice purple honey here, nice little, and we have chicory. Chicory is another delicious plant you can eat. And as we're talking about roadside foods, let's not forget the dandelion. Also very edible and tasty. So while you're walking down the side of the road, or you're out in a field, or just out and about wherever or whatever you're doing, always keep an eye out for these little edibles that may not necessarily be effective to purposely go out and look for as far as overall, but if you run into them, then you run into them. You might as well spend a little bit of time gathering. Now, I don't have a whole lot. I didn't spend a whole lot of time. Here we go. This is a very small amount of seed that I did gather up. So what we will do is I'll set this stuff out. We'll clean it up. I will get a mortar and pestle out, or maybe I'll just get a rock and do it even in that manner. But I will grind it down into a little bit of flour. May add a couple grains of salt and a little bit of water, and end up making a little piece of bread or cracker or something in my cardboard oven. So I would say, if you run into an open field or open glade of some sort that has a lot of this grass, a couple squirrels and a rabbit, if they have a lot of this grass around, and you are in the chipmunk, if you are in the right time, and again, like I said, this is like the end of the first week, beginning of the second week of September, and to be totally honest, it's still those grasses still need a week or two before they really dry up and make it more accessible for me to get more. But if I run into a nice field of them, I could gather up a nice Walmart-sized plastic baggie or something like that, or even this jar that I have. I could fill that up. And if you happen to be in a small group, even better. Everybody can go out and gather up, and that could, in the right circumstances, that could afford you a decent loaf or two of bread.